Now when I created that little chromatic thing, you might think, well, how do I know which type of chord to play? I was thinking about that when I saw that. You know, how can this not be a major 9, you know, a major chord, major 7 chord, and why is that? Well, partly it's just because it sounds good. You'll start to realize that major 7 to dominant, you can hear that. Oh, that just sounds really good. So that's part of the C major 7. Those are tritones there. So it has a bluesy sort of sound to it. You can use that same idea when you're doing tunes where you see kind of one chord being held for a long time. So if you don't understand the theory and what I was just saying there, don't worry about it, just play it. And over time you'll start to use it in other tunes as well, just a natural thing. So once we do that, first ending, so you'll see the first ending is measure 7 and 8. We go back to the beginning, we do the whole thing again. But when we get to measure 6, instead of playing the first ending, we jump down to measure 9 and we play the second ending. So in this case, I didn't do that same thing because we're not going to the D minor 7. In measure 11, you can see, which is the B section, we're actually going to be going to a G minor 7. So I decided to kind of mostly stick to the C major 7 chord. So we got the original C major, and then I just went with an F9 because I wanted to keep the G in the melody. Okay. Okay, now we go to the B section, so we're going to have a G minor 7, so I use this shape here. You'll notice that was the same G minor 11, same as the A minor 11 I used in the first part, which is down 2 frets. So you can see how we start to reuse some of the chords that we've learned. So we play the G minor 11 with the pinky on the 13th fret. Then we play the normal G minor 7. Then we lift it. Then we play a C7. Oops, sorry. That's just a standard C7. Then we add our ring finger to the 10th fret and our pinky to the 11th fret. So it's just a kind of a scale. So and then we've got F major 7. And you'll notice I did the exact same descending chromatic. E7 sharp 5, E flat 13, T7. So that's the beauty of this. It sounds really good, and you can use the same idea. So because I had a F major 7 that was being held for 2 measures, I decided to do this descending chromatic thing as well. Now we're going to take that exact same idea, just move it up 2 frets. So we're actually going from the key, you know, F with a G minor, 2, 5, 1, so G minor, C7, F. Now we're going to go up A minor, D7 to G. So that's just in the key of G, a 2, 5, 1. So now we just shift that whole thing I just did. And then this is the G minor 7. Now, the reason I picked these chords, if I were to pick A minor 7 down on the... So I find that this flattening of this middle finger is really difficult, and then when you go down, you lose some notes when you start to play some of the melody on different strings. So I just tried to pick. Okay, so here in measure 15, 17, I played the G major 7, and then I just went up diatonically. I'm just going up from G major to the 2 chord, which is the A minor 11, but I wanted to keep the D ringing, which is the melody note. And then I go B minor 7 with a D. So you got A minor 11, or first you have the G major, D. I'm just emphasizing that upper D, and then I go to C. But I wanted the D in there, so that's a C add 9. I'm adding the 9th, which is the D, the basic C triad here. So that's a pretty basic chord. And then I'm going to go back, so that kind of leads, so what I'm doing is, I decided, because it's just G major 7 for like 2 bars, I want to get to eventually, at the beginning of the tune again, I got a D minor 7. So I go G, A, B, C, and then I lead to my D. So that's, in this case, I'm just going up chromatically, or diaphonically. And then I'm back to, so that's where the D minor, so I just went up the scale, one note at a time. And then we just play the A section again, and then you'll notice, so at the end of the tune, I just want to talk about where the C add 9 was. It says D, C, L, Fine. So that means go back to the beginning of the tune and play till you see the Fine song, Fine symbol. So right at the beginning of the first repeat, or the first ending, you see the Fine there. So basically, instead of playing the C major 7 to end on a C major 7, it sounds a little bit better and more of a finality to it to play a C6-9. So what I did was I just took these 2 middle notes, which are E and B, moved them down 2 frets to D and A. So it has a nice sound to it. So basically, 6-9 is a real nice. Now you don't have to just play it like that. You can start to slow down like that. Hover on that last chord and then go something like that. Pick them individually. So it's a way of just ending a nice piece. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I really strongly urge you to do what you can to focus on this tune and learn it. With the internet and so many things out there today, the tendency is to jump around and get interested in something new and to get bored with stuff like this. But I've had the same situation happen to me. So what I would like you to do is really focus on this tune. Now if you're practicing other things, make this part of your practice each day, but try to get this down, and if you can, record yourself at the end of it so that you can see your progress and give you something to kind of shoot towards. But I've made this as simple as I possibly could so that you could play it, and I honestly hope that you enjoyed that and that you really focus and finish playing this tune and get it down and go on to the next tune. And a lot of the stuff will be, you'll see the same things again and again, so you'll be able to reuse this information for other tunes in creating your own chord melody. So good luck, and I really like to hear from you and see how you're doing with this arrangement. See ya.